Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias. Well, here we have it, the Swiss Spirit knife for 2023. Now, this is something that just recently dropped from Victorinox. I picked mine up from Swiss Knife Shop. When I first went looking for it, it was there. The next day I went to go and buy it, and it was gone. I thought, well, that's good. Now I don't have to worry about it. But foolishly, I went ahead and said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put in let me know when it comes back. And assuming that it had already sold out and it's not going to come back. But the very next day, I got a note saying, hey, it's back in stock. And I really was going back and forth if I'm going to pick this up or not, because this is an $85 knife. And as you can tell, it's a limited edition. It's an interesting knife, but it's also an $85 knife. And for some people, an $85 knife is nothing. They drop $85 on a knife like many people will drop $5 or $10 on a knife. I'm not one of those people. I really start thinking twice before I spend $85 on a knife, especially a knife that is a limited edition knife that, I'm not going to be keen to use or carry. And this really is something for collecting. It is really not something to be used. However, it's got some interesting tools on it that are obviously going to be designed for use, but then this is a limited edition. So, you have that paradox. Do you go and use the limited edition, which means it's going to lose its value right away, or do you hold on to it and keep it mint? Now, so much for talking about this. I should be showing you the knife, and I will be showing it to you in just a second. But first, let me tell you why I finally decided to pick this up. And it is because it is another Victorinox cow knife, or a Swiss Army cow knife. And that's really the only reason I ended up picking it up. Because at $85 for a knife that I'm not going to normally use or anything like that, or use very lightly, I just could not see doing it. But because it was a cow knife, I just kind of had to have it because, well, I've got this cow knife. I've got this cow knife. I got the Switzerland cow. So that's really the final thing that pushed me over the edge to get this knife. It is a cool knife. It is something new from Victorinox. Even though at first glance it doesn't appear to be anything special. You'll see here, see the cows. There's the cows out in the pasture. And you can see it more clearly here than you can in other places on here. Than you can on the actual knife, actually. But in any case, here we have it. The Champion Wood Swiss Spirit Limited Edition 2023. So what we have now is a new pattern from, or a new model from Victorinox, which is known as the Champion. And it has these special wood covers on it. And let's see if we can make that out a little bit better. One of the things that people were having problems with is right there, and that is the two cows out in the field, which just kind of look hard to work out. But you can see them pretty clearly there. So you got two cows. Now the items below there are cowbells, and if you ever seen pictures of a Swiss cowbell, that looks actually pretty good. Then you've got the Swiss mountains down below there. And then on the opposite side, I don't know what the little squares are. Maybe they're Edelweiss, but you can see here you've got the ski lifts. And then you've got skis. And then you've got a Swiss timepiece. And then it looks like a tram. I'm not sure of the significance of that. Someone in Switzerland probably could explain that more to me, but we know about Swiss watches and obviously skiing in the Alps and everything else like that. And then, well, cows are a big deal in Switzerland. Swiss cheese, if nothing else. And then you've got the Alps below, like I mentioned. But the knife, at first glance, is going to look very much like a climber because right down the center here, you have a pair of scissors. And if you're familiar with the climber, and here we have the Victorinox climber, also with the Swiss Alps on it. And you see down the middle here, you have the scissors. On the back side, you've got the corkscrew, you've got the parcel hook, or the all-purpose hook, and then you've got the sewing awl. So you've got all that on it, just like you do here. Corkscrew, parcel hook, and sewing awl. And then obviously you also have your main blade, which you have on all of the knives. But once you get past that, things get mixed up a little bit. And you do have the cap lifter, screwdriver, and the wire stripper. But the front tool over here is a different thing. It's not your typical can opener with the 2D Phillips. It's a package opener, and you can see it right there. Kind of aggressive looking. You've got a serrated portion, and then you've got this little hook portion there, which is supposed to get into the box and rip open the box. So that is the change. One of the big changes on there is this package opener blade. But really, I kind of agree with Ann over at the Vine Climber. The big news on this knife isn't as much the package opener as this blade over here, and that is the nail file with the cleaner tip. Unfortunately, well, some people are going to like it. This is the cut nail file, you know, that is basically just ridges. I like the one that is stippled better. Both of them are good though. So, oh no, I've used the nail file. The knife is no longer mint. Oh well. But you can see, very aggressive nail file. So that's pretty cool. And something that has been missing on the 91mm knives, and something that I have been asking for a long time, was a nail file. So that is pretty cool. And I really do like to see that on there. The package opener, well, the package opener, I don't really know how new that is. I know this version of it is new, but I got to tell you something. You're going to find this kind of hilarious. I think I shown this a long time ago, the Jamaican Army knife. Well, guess what? When I saw that package opener, the first thing I thought of is, man, that looks familiar. And lo and behold, would you look at that? Now, it's not 100% the same, but the idea is the same. Notice how they cut you've still got the 2D Phillips, but it's not a can opener. You have that hook there, and that hook is really designed to cut open boxes and stuff. So you see there. Now, this is not nearly as sharp and probably not nearly as effective as a package opener, but you can definitely cut into a box pretty deep with this and then start ripping and cutting it open. So it does work. And with just a little bit of work with a sharpener, and you can get that pretty sharp there too. So the idea of a package opener is not new, and replacing the can opener with it is not new, because somebody did it with the Jamaican Army knife, and these things have been around for a good 10 years or so. So we cannot say that the idea of using the can opener blade as a package opener is something new and novel to Victorinox. Also, I know for a fact that many of the years now I have been saying, and you can use your can opener to rip open boxes because it's nice and sharp there, and you can just get it down there and cut your box open with it. So the idea of moving this over and using or having a specialty tool just for opening boxes is pretty cool. But you could have also been doing that with your can opener, and it is nothing new because it was already on the Jamaican Army knife. So I don't know. I'm not trying to jump on Victorinox or anything over it, but I'm just saying that it's not as novel as a lot of people have made it out to be. It is cool. I do like it. I have cut a few things open with it, and it does work quite well. Anne over at the Vine Climber has also demonstrated using this thing, and it worked pretty well for her too. One thing that she had a problem with was cutting paracord with it. And we got a little paracord here. We can loop it over, pass this in, and, well, tell you what, I cannot pull it in front of the camera and cut it. See? But it's not as hard as it looks off camera. I can cut it fairly easily, but it's not the best cutter for paracord. I'll be honest with you. I didn't find it really good for doing something like that. You can, because it's sawing through it, and there's a lot of cord there to saw through. So if you're looking at buying this for, I'm going to cut paracord, I would say don't buy it for cutting paracord. Had to look around to see if I had anything in a package that I could open up with it. I found this. I bought this, I don't know how long ago. It's just a classic SD. And you can, well, let's see. I'm left-handed, so it doesn't work nearly as well, I think, also because of the angle I'm approaching at. If I were right-handed, I would be able to get underneath there a little easier. See? So right-handed, I can get under there pretty easy and slice that open. Left-handed, it's a little trickier. Well, let's see. Left-handed, other side. Yeah. See, with that, it works pretty good. So if you got plastic packages to cut open, this might work out pretty well. And let's see. See there. That's just pushing down on it. It's cutting through pretty easy. So it does work. And that did work better than what a can opener would have done. I would have had to fuss a lot more with a can opener. So as a package opening blade, it's going to work pretty well. But I don't know if I really needed it that much. What I really am excited more about is the file. I really like the nail file. I hope to see this nail file show up on more Swiss Army knives on the 91mm frame. I do like the covers on this. That is really what makes it what it is. And I would love to see the Champion show up with regular Celador scales and at a more reasonable price than what the limited edition is. So hopefully the Champion will enter the lineup of Victorinox knives, but I hope it does not just out and out replace the Climber. I like the Climber as well. And I'm assuming that eventually maybe you'll end up finding the Champion or a Phillips driver version of the Champion in the near future too. Again, hopefully with Celador covers or Celador scales. But yeah, it's a nice addition. As for, is it an $85 nice edition? Well, that's really for the individual to decide on. it was really pushing its limit for me to spend $85 for this knife. And if a knife could become a knife of regret, it would be something of this nature. So hopefully by limited edition, they mean it is truly a limited edition. But I would much rather get just a regular Victorinox Champion for a more reasonable price of about $30 or $40. You know, half the price of what this is. We'll see if that happens. Well, I know that the versions with a wood cover just automatically cost more than the Celador, so that is part of the price on this also. I just wish they would have done a better job with the cows. Anyway, there's my thoughts on the Champion Wood Swiss Spirit Limited Edition 2023. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you again soon. Let me take just a second to thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with the Pious. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.